This is the future.
There are lots of available endo farming methods right now that you won't even notice that you already got stuff that will give you hundreds and thousands of endo with one press of a button. Just take for example Railjack missions. I have said in the past that this is a loot cave in terms of endo farming, and it got better when Digital Extremes released the Void Storm, wherein you can farm endo and more stuff like prime parts, credits, relics and other Railjack resources which you can use to build your Railjack, or use it in the Helminth system. How do you even get endo with Railjack missions, you ask? Simple. The Railjack mods and parts you gain, or those called scraps that you are not using, can be turned into endo. If you are doing a lot of Railjack missions like Void Storms, then you are passively farming endo and getting other stuff. The only downside of Railjack missions is that you will rarely see players dedicated to farming Railjack missions, since it takes some time to do just one run, and the fact is, you can't solo Railjack missions expecting that you can only do it for 8 minutes or less. It would take more than 10 minutes to solo Railjack missions, and the worst part is, you will need to build a good Railjack if you want to run it solo. Right now, there are still players going into Railjack missions, and most of the time, you will see them doing Void Storm missions. If you don't own a good ship yet, then you can do public runs and help out, as you will also get rewarded, but like I have said, Railjack is not the best when you need endo as fast as possible. The same goes with duplicate mod farming, which you can do in Steel Path levels. There is actually two benefits if you are doing Steel Path missions often for farming endo. One is that you gain duplicate mods and you can turn them into endo, and the other one is through the Steel Honors. Sometimes, Teshin will sell 30k endo, but it will only appear once in a while since Steel Path Honor rewards have a rotation. Nonetheless, it's still a good way to passively earn endo. By the way, earning duplicate mods is not just for Steel Path levels, as you can get these in the normal path. The Steel Path version of the star chart, however, gains a 100% mod drop chance bonus, and it's super helpful in farming endo in the number 1 best endo farming in Warframe, which we will talk later. But squad leader, what if I really wanted endo right now? I need endo and I don't care any other rewards. There are still the original endo farming, and it works perfectly if you just want only endo. The first one is the Ayatan treasures. Each mission has a 1 of 7 chance to spawn an Ayatan treasure that is hidden in the map, with each specific sculpture type having an equal chance to spawn. Also, Maru offers a weekly mission in the Oakin Tower or Oakin Derelict tile set where a sculpture is guaranteed to appear. This mission can be run multiple times in a row, however, only one sculpture can be rewarded per week. In addition, sculptures can be acquired as a reward from arbitration missions. The Ayatan sculpture can only be obtained as a sortie or archon hunt reward with a 28.00% drop chance at the end of the third mission. The Ayatan sculpture can only be bought from Alloyd for 50,000 after acquiring the rank of clearance, Odmer with the Necraloid. The Zambuca Ayatan sculpture can only be bought from the Arbitration Honors store for 50 Vitus Essence. Additionally, sculptures and stars can be traded between players, so if you need endo right now and have tons of platinum, then Ayatan sculptures that are fully engraved with Ayatan stars are your best bet in gaining the endo you need to max rank your mod. The only problem with Ayatan sculpture farming for endo is that it takes a lot of time and can be acquired in different spots. In my case, I rarely do arbitration missions right now, and all I do is just farm Ayatan treasures from Maru every week. If I really want to get endo as fast as possible while playing solo, then still, the best method right now is farming the highest tier arena in Sedna called Vojernoi. You can gain as much as 2k plus endo in just 3 minutes grind. So if RNG is good to you, and you have the right build to make the run faster, then that's about 20k endo in 30 plus minutes, and 40k plus endo in about an hour and a couple of minutes doing the mission. That's enough to max rank 1 primed mod or archon mod. And take note, we are just discussing solo farming here. The best method is to play with a team of Necros, Nidus with Lava, and slap someone like Hydroid for more endo gain. Most of the endo farming run while having this specific full team will be fast enough that you can get 2k endo every 1 minute, but for this run, I would like to share a chill solo method. For this solo endo farming, we will be using Korra with a Pilfering Strangle Dome build. You don't need to build for power strength in your Korra or even use the Accumulating Whip Claw for this synergy. This is the usual thing we do with farming Korra, but for this specific endo farming setup, we only need max range and the Pilfering Strangle Dome augment. This is because we need to kill enemies here fast, and accumulating can't provide that kill speed here, and in terms of survivability, all you need to do is just drop Korra's 4th ability so that all enemies will be strangled, making them easier to kill with a glaive prime. Why the glaive prime? There are various weapons that you can use with this synergy. But we're talking about kill speed here to make the run faster. Heavy attacks while the glaive is in mid-flight produce a 4.8 meter explosion and forces the glaive to return. The explosion inflicts a guaranteed impact and slash proc, and we will use this to somehow nuke enemies that are strangled to get the fastest kill speed possible. For the glaive prime build, it's all about heavy attack, critical, and getting as much slash so the damage is weighted towards this, and it will proc more, giving us that AoE bleep rocks that we need to kill multiple targets at once. Now, before you go farming some Endo, I would give a few tips for going solo Endo farming in Steel Path Vodyanoi. First of all is that with my current build for Korra, you must avoid the reduced ability duration of the mission. You can give extra duration with the Crimson Argent Shard with the build if you want to do all modifiers in the Vodyanoi Steel Path. In addition, to make it faster, after you load into the mission, go to that open space wherein there's an energy loot at the center and then cast Strangle Dome as soon as possible. You can use Zanuric's energy regen to get energy after loading into the mission, or you can wait for the energy drop to pop up and then cast the ability. Once you have cast your first Strangle Dome, it's time to throw the glaive and kill enemies, and at the same time, cast Dispensary so you will gain energy to cast Strangle Dome whenever you want. And one last thing before you go farming Endo in the highest tier arena, remember when I said about the mod drop chance booster in Steel Path? Well, this happens to boost the Endo drop of enemies in the arena, and if you have purchased another mod drop chance booster from the Void Trader, then that stacks, allowing you to gain more Endo when enemies drop them in the arena. So that's all about it. I hope that video will help you farm Endo fast. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.